Rajdeep, and you can blame not us, but the Maharashtra politicians for that. Uddhav Thackeray, the hot money was suggesting might resign. He said, I'll move from Varsha to Matoshri, which is his private residence, but hasn't said anything about resigning. Instead, he's wanting Eknath Shinde to come back to Maharashtra. What's your reading of the current state of play in Maharashtra?
Rahul, it's clear now that we are in for a long drawn-out battle. This battle isn't going to end in 24 hours because I think Uddhav Thackeray, and I'm told this by reliable sources who just met him a short while ago, has in a sense indicated that he is actually ready to dig his heels in. Contrary to what was being speculated that he might resign, even call for dissolution of the assembly, he's ready to dig his heels in because he feels that he needs to buy time. If he can buy time...
No, but buy time to what end?
His supporters are insisting that if they buy time, out of the 34 odd MLAs of the Sena who are in Guwahati, at least a dozen will return to the fold is what he's claiming. Some are claiming even more. Now this could be bravado, but the belief is that there are three views. One is, there are three strategies. One is tire them out in Guwahati, and as one Shiv Sena MP just told me a short while ago, once they are in Mumbai, fir dekho hota hai kya. So the belief is that once they are in Mumbai, then we will come back to our original form of the street Sena. Put pressure on these MLAs through their families to return back to the fold. Remember, Uddhav Thackeray Rahul gave an emotional pitch today, trying to suggest that this is still Bala Sahib Sena. He's fighting a tough and possibly losing battle. It could be too little too late. But there is a belief in his supporters this evening that I clearly did not sense 24 hours ago. Their belief is out of this list of 34 MLAs who are in Guwahati, only 12 are hardcore Eknath Shinde supporters. 22 of them include some who are work close to the Thackeray household, claim that they have ED cases against them like Pratap Sarnaik, and therefore they have gone to Guwahati. They are hoping that with time those MLAs can be convinced to return to the fold. B, they are still hoping that the longer it therefore gets prolonged, the more desperate those MLAs around Eknath Shinde will get. And C, and finally the fact is that the Sena, Rahul, like it or not, is still a street party. You're already seeing some signs in places like Worli in Mumbai, which are the strongholds of the Sena, where the Sena is now saying that we will not allow this government to fall. All of this, as I said, could be too little too late. The numbers are stacked against Uddhav Thackeray at the moment. That's very clear. However, because you are in power, because you have the police force, at least in Maharashtra, still with you, the hope is that if these MLAs come back from Guwahati to Maharashtra, then things can change. Now, we don't know
why will they come back?
Straws.
Why will they come back? That's the point. They are safely lodged in Guwahati. Sahil Joshi also joins us. Sahil, you're listening to what Rajdeep is saying. Uddhav Thackeray seeming to dig in his heels. But to what end? What is the Matoshri Varsha camp expecting? Where do they see this battle go from here? They don't have the numbers with them at this moment. Sahil.
Well, all the desperate attempts are being made. What my sources were telling me is that even in the morning today, if you look at the day plan of Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, is that he first got his antigen test done, which came positive. After that, at 1 o'clock, he was supposed to attend the cabinet meeting in Mantralaya, which he could not because he had to attend it through video conferencing. But before that, he had a long chat with Eknath Shinde sitting in Guwahati. What Uddhav Thackeray offered him: come here, I'll offer you chief ministership, take control of Varsha, I'll go back to Matoshri. Eknath Shinde categorically told Uddhav Thackeray that the time has gone. This is not the time. You should have thought about it in 2019. That makes it very clear that Eknath Shinde does not want to have this talk. Number one. Number two, the kind of speech today Uddhav Thackeray tried to make is basically to clarify certain things on on the allegations made by Eknath Shinde camp against him. First, Eknath Shinde's tweet, which clearly says that he is not going to compromise on the issue of ideology for power. So that means he was charging Uddhav Thackeray that you compromised on the issue of ideology for your own power. That he tried to tell that he did not do it deliberately. It happened because the BJP, the way they behaved with the Shiv Senics and the party. Secondly, he made it clear again and again, he did not want to become the chief minister. It was Sharad Pawar, who asked him to become the chief minister, otherwise the MVA couldn't have survived. So he is trying to put everything on somebody else, that he did not want to have anything. It happened accidentally. It just that he wanted Shiv Sena to become the chief minister, and the same offer was made to Eknath Shinde even in the morning, which Eknath Shinde has already refused. And more than that, you know, we can see clearly a BJP hand in this operation. We can definitely see that. Otherwise, Eknath Shinde and these 40 odd MLAs wouldn't have been in Guwahati. Chief Minister of Assam, despite being involved in handling the flood situation, wouldn't have visited Hotel Radisson in the wee hours in the night. But despite that, what we can see that the BJP is completely quiet. The BJP is looking at the situation very closely. They want to understand that yes, now Eknath Shinde is firm on his stand.